on the Texas A&M Sports Network from Learfield. Welcome to the Aggie Basketball Hour with Bucky McMillan. Brought to you by Coors Light, Choose Chill, and Gig 'em Aggies. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly. Also brought to you in part by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. Visit rudys.com to find real Texas barbecue near you. And by Twisted Tea, hard iced tea for the 12th man. Please drink responsibly. Now, welcome to the Aggie Basketball Hour with Bucky McMillan. Here's the voice of the Aggies, Andrew Monaco.
Howdy, and welcome to another edition Aggie Basketball Hour with Bucky McMillan from Rudy's, 504 Harvey Road here in College Station. We'll talk about the week that was, we'll look at the week ahead, and what's going to be a very special Wednesday at Reed Arena when the Aggies host the Ole Miss Rebels. It's A&M basketball plus the Corps of Cadets. We'll talk about that and so much more with the head coach of the Fighting Texas Aggies, Bucky McMillan. We are so glad to see you here in what is our final Aggie Basketball Hour with Bucky McMillan this season, here at Rudy's, all along the network on the 12th Man mobile app, on Learfield's Varsity Network app, as well as behind the mic. Check in, say hello, chuck us a question. We just might answer it. So much to come in this next hour, talking Texas A&M men's basketball, and we will get it started. The head coach, Bucky McMillan, joins me next. This is Aggie Basketball from Learfield. When you need a new roof or just have a pesky leak, you want to call on the winning team. It's Schulte Roofing, home of the Bulletproof Roof Guarantee. Get the best. Visit SchulteRoofing.com. As we begin the final Aggie Basketball Hour of the season with Bucky McMillan. And normally he would be right next to me, but right now he's got a really, really, really good reason, and it's a reason we've all used before. He got caught by a train. So he'll be here in just a little bit. Fighting Texas Aggies look to end a 4-game losing streak when they host Ole Miss. That will be on Wednesday at 6 o'clock. Our Dos Equis tip-off show will come your way at 5:30. Very special night. Don't know if you saw that at noon today. The uniforms will be the salute to the Corps of Cadets. So they're going to have the special uniforms. On Wednesday, the Corps will be there at Reed Arena as well as the 12th man, but going to be special, and I love that the reveal, and we'll talk with Bucky about this, I love that the reveal also had Rashawn A.G. and Marcus Hill as well as parts of that reveal. And then on Saturday, the Aggies back on the road. They will be in Norman to take on Oklahoma. That is a 7:30 tip. Here he is. I dropped – no. Did you read your text? Rookie. I dropped a rookie on him, and I didn't mean to. Oh, yeah. You're not the first. You won't be the last. That's for sure for that, as Bucky McMillan joins us as we get everything started. Yeah. It has a timing, doesn't it, Bucky, that train? It just absolutely has the timing for you.
It got us. Before Joni gets out of here, what a win. Got Auburn and Alabama. Yeah. Got my home state, which I love to see.
Absolutely. Those back-to-back wins look to make it 3 in a row when they travel to Tennessee, and then Arkansas next Sunday at Reed Arena for the women. We'll go over the A&M athletics sports schedule. What I'd like to do, foreshadow this. A lot of people here. You know what? The one segment, you go during the break. There will be one segment. I'll keep it so you can stay with everyone. It's similar to what we do with Coach Elko. So we'll do that for you this hour so you can do that. I wanted to say that if you've been with us throughout this season and it's been a little bit of a roller coaster, I get it, especially now. You needed to be on the return flight from Vanderbilt. That was a roller coaster.
Oh, man.
A little bit turbulent on the back end of the front that passed through here, for sure.
Yeah. You make all kind of deals with God when that's happening, don't you?
but here's one of Bucky's players, though, on the plane as we're going through the turbulence. He's throwing his hands up like it's a roller coaster.
I wasn't.
No,
I wasn't.
No, you were looking at some game film after that one as well. But right there, I'm telling you what, Bucky, the belt gets tighter. I'm not going to lie. That belt gets tighter, and the grip gets a little white knuckle right there.
Yeah, and then you look out, you see lightning out there?
Yeah. I kept the window open, and that might have been a mistake for sure.
Tough one.
Yeah.
Hope you aren't in that situation.
Yeah.
Coming back with a road win, we always say you don't have to fly. You can fly yourself.
Yeah.
So if you win it, you won't have to deal with that.
Absolutely. We talked about last week. You had the one-possession game against Missouri. You have that game at Vanderbilt where it's a 4-point game at the half. The word that I keep thinking about, Bucky, is this team seems to be in a funk right now. Is that a good description of how the team is?
I think we played bad in the last game. We played really tired. You know, I mean, we played really tired. And I mean, there's you know, last year the teams that played the Wednesday night late game, and played the early road game Saturday went 1-8. I didn't tell our team that. I knew that.
Right.
We from the jump, our guys, Sean was gassed from the jump, and we couldn't get over it. You know, Missouri, I wouldn't say. You know, I thought offensively we were really good versus Missouri. We couldn't stop them.
Yeah.
I don't get too caught up in the wins and losses. I mean, the truth is, in our last 5 games, we were underdogs in 4 of them, and we won 1 of them. Now, I think we're going to win every game.
Yep.
We stole one at Georgia, but we gave one back versus Missouri. I think we would just, even at their size, we'd beat Missouri more than they'd beat us at home.
Yeah.
So it was just a gauntlet stretch. I mean, that's what it is. And I was hoping, you know, when you got that Georgia one, if you got that Missouri one, you'd be feeling pretty good. And now you got a chance to steal 1 or 2. And let me just say that just because we're an underdog, I don't expect us to not win. But I got something for everybody in here. Last time the Aggies won the SEC was 2016. They won the regular season. I'm going to give you a story. Y'all going to like this one. Aggies were 7-1. 7-1. Once they got to 7-1, they lost 4 games right there, back to back to back to back. And then guess what happened on February the 16th of 2016? They played the Ole Miss Rebels. And they beat the Ole Miss Rebels. And they didn't lose a game the rest of the season. All the way into the conference championship game, they lost their next game. Guess who we play on February the 18th?
The Ole Miss Rebels.
The Ole Miss Rebels. Why do you study history?
You want it to repeat itself.
We wanted to repeat itself.
Absolutely.
So we're on to Ole Miss.
Yeah.
And that's the truth of the deal. There's ebbs and flows with the league. And right now we're in 3rd place, tied in 3rd place for the league.
Correct.
Got some games. You know, if we had won at Vandy, it would have been a heck of a win.
Yeah.
Analytically, that and Alabama were really going to be 2 of our tougher games to win on the road. You know, Arkansas will be a very tough place to win.
Yes.
Every game in the SEC is a tough place to win, but we got to take care of business at home on Wednesday.
Right.
We know that. And if we do that, we're right back on track. We're right where we need to be. Right where we need to be to get to where we're trying to go.
Yeah. It's what you said was, if you get so focused on results-oriented, you forget whether there's growth or whether there's a regress, right?
Yep.
That's what you're looking at over the course, right? So now through 25 games, you're seeing growth, you're seeing regress, you know what has to change, you know what you have to adjust at this point of the season, do you not?
Yeah, well, you just got to – you look at it the last 2 weeks, okay? Played Georgia great, played Alabama great, just didn't happen to win. First half versus Florida, we couldn't make a shot.
Right.
Missouri played great on offense, couldn't close the game, but they played well. They beat Florida. They're good, you know. And then the last game was the game where I felt we just played really tired and sluggish. So what are we going to do? Well, I got to get their legs together. Got to get them back going. Got to get their energy back. We gave them off yesterday. We just watched film today. We're going to go 45 minutes tomorrow. So that's the plan. So if we're not fresh Wednesday, then we're going to go back, and we're going to go back to 2-a-days.
Right.
We're going to go the other way with it.
Right.
So there's only 1 or 2 ways. We've been practicing these guys too hard in the duration of the season that got to them on Saturday, and I know there's travel.
Yeah.
Or we got to go the other way.
Right.
Which is we got to lift harder, practice more, get back to that. I think we'll be fresh, but we're going to find out here.
This is where you trust that experience that they bring to this team. I know they are new together. This group is new. But there's an awful lot of experience. There's an awful lot of maturity. There's probably an awful lot of understanding that you get to tap into and now do it collectively. And it's something that you read as well from your team over the course of the year, do you not?
Oh, yeah. We got a veteran group. I don't have to, you know, they knew what the deal was. Now, the only thing was I got to help them out, get back fresh, whatever that means.
Yeah.
I mean, they coming into the first media timeout, Sean, you know, I can't feel my freaking legs. You know, like we got to get back fresh.
Right.
And guess what? Every team goes through that.
Yes.
That's not like a deal that you can avoid. You're going to go through that when you go through a tough stretch of games. But they knew the mistakes that we made, and they know that we can play better than we play versus Vanderbilt. That's for sure. So we just got to start it and start a new streak here.
And it begins on Wednesday, 6 o'clock at Reed Arena, 5:30 with our Dos Equis tip-off show, the Aggies and the Ole Miss Rebels. We will come back to Rudy's, 504 Harvey Road here in College Station. It's the Aggie Basketball Hour with Bucky McMillan. This is Aggie Basketball from Learfield. Head on over to your local Rudy's or Rudy's.com to place an order for their real Texas barbecue. Enjoy 100% oak smoke meats, delicious sides, and Rudy's signature sauce. And don't forget, Rudy serves made-to-order and grab-and-go breakfast tacos every day until 10 a.m. Learfield's behind the mic. They have checked in. Ed McClintock is checking in from Cleveland, Tennessee. Tough game Saturday, he says, but glad we got to see a game in person. Robert McCutcheon. Howdy, Coach Bucky. I just got me a signed Bucky basketball this week. Thanks and gig 'em. Robert's in Houston. And Frank says, and I love this because I'm getting included here because it's plural. Howdy, gentlemen. From Front Royal, Virginia tonight, rather than Frank usually checks in from Tampa. But they are checking in for our show.
Thanks for checking in.
Live, online, however they want to do it.
Listen, I had a couple of people check in here from Birmingham, Alabama. These delinquents I grew up with over here. They'll raise their hand right there.
Raise your hand, delinquents. Yeah.
I coach some of these guys. One of these guys is my best friend that I grew up with.
Yeah.
I mentioned this to this table. If you see them and they're going to jail tonight, please bail them out because I'm not going to do it. I'm going to sleep.
Isn't it funny you did that? I'm pulling out all the stops. I got the Mountain Brook. I had to wear that one.
Yeah, that from
William Galloway, who was here for the weekend at Florida. Thank you, William. Always wonderful. We got to spend some time, but I will likely wear this again on Wednesday. Can we talk about the uniforms that this team and very special because this is more than just a uniform reveal today. You talked to the Corps just a couple of weeks ago, did you not?
Oh, it was great. Did they release the video? Have we released it all yet?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I hadn't got to see it yet.
Yeah. Rashawn and Marcus. Does Rashawn get to keep the sword? And can he defend with that sword?
I wish we could play with that.
Yeah. Special. I know when you talk with them, it's early, right? But, Bucky, what we had heard is you had them enthralled, and they loved that you were spending time with them. And I know the team has spent time with them as well.
The best unit on campus.
Yeah.
I played for a college coach. I think I mentioned this before. And he was telling our guys, one of our guys was complaining about the socks that he had to wear. Like, why can't I wear high socks? And he's like, no, we don't do that. Everybody's got to be the same.
Yeah.
And he said, it was up to me. You'd all shave your head like the military because they're the best team in the world.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, anyway, they were pumped up. They're going to be there. They're going to be loud.
Yeah.
And it's going to be pretty fun.
Outstanding. The uniform. So the colors, it's going to be the dark brown. So that represents the senior boots. You're going to see the Corps stack on the uniforms. They're going to have the patch as well as the belt that the juniors wear. I just love. Was this also in conjunction with Adidas putting this together?
I don't know, but
okay.
We're Adidas, so I'm sure they had to make it happen.
Just fantastic. I know baseball has done this in the past. They had a Corps uniform, and Sunday they wore the salute to President Bush. That's why it's the red, white, and blue on the Sundays. But you had a group that you said when you brought them on campus, they signed with Texas A&M. Now this allows even more, right? This allows them that integration, if you will. I always talk about how your team has embraced this university, not just the program, and this just makes that relationship deeper, does it not?
Well, we're going to honor those guys and girls, not just for what they do. Hopefully we can honor them in not just wearing something, but in how we play.
Yeah.
I think it was Coach Gino at UConn, women's basketball coach, and he talked about that, you got people around the world at 18, 19 years old that could be military. Mm-hmm. They can be overseas fighting in a war, and if they give one coordinates halfway wrong, it's the difference between living and dying. And he said, if I could get our team to focus that level of precision, we'd be pretty dang good if we could have that level of focus. For us, we just want to lay it all out there and play hard and represent Texas A&M as we know. Obviously, the Corps is a big part of that. And we want to exemplify that toughness when we play.
Right. And
we know Reed Arena can be a very tough place to play. Mm-hmm. I can't wait to see everybody in uniform. Uh-huh. That's going to be a cool sight.
Yeah. It's and again, when you spoke with them, that combination, you're leader of a team. They're all going to be leaders somewhere, right? It may not be in the military, but there's something special about that leadership for both. Was that one of the reasons why you liked to talk with them?
Well, yeah. Well, we had our guys go over there and watch them do their routines one day. This was earlier in the fall. And one thing that's unique and what's really cool about Texas A&M, I described this to some of my buddies, and I said this. I said, the difference I would say between A&M and a lot of places, there's a different degree of honor to the people here. I can't put my finger on how to articulate it effectively. Mm-hmm. It's not okay it's not cool to not have a dignity and honor. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I get it that we're fans and we like to pull against the other team in ways, but you'll see some of the other programs is different. And that, whether it starts with the core or whatever, that's something that's real and you can feel it. There's an honor to the people. And obviously when you bring players in, you're bringing players in that fit the university.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
And you want to impact the university in a positive way, your program, where they can say, hey, we go to the games and, we got to rally around a unit that was playing for Texas A&M. Mm-hmm. Right? We want to do that. But I'll tell you, this university has impacted a lot of our players as well. I mentioned that story to you, and I mentioned it to my buddies last night when Darby Rich, our strength coach, took our guys up to the top of Kyle Field when we were doing workouts.
Yeah.
And on the top of Kyle Field, he said, look down there. And there was a basketball court in cones laid out. And he said, what do you think that is down there? And they couldn't even tell. It looked so small from up there.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
He says, and they're like, what is that? I said, that's a basketball court. And he said, one day, when Texas A&M goes to the Final Four, they play that in a football-style stadium. And there will be people from Texas A&M, some people that have never even flown on a plane before, that will take their entire life savings to go support you at the Final Four, sit in a seat where they look down there and they don't even know if that's a basketball court to support you. Yep. This ain't about you, bro.
Right.
This is about this.
Yeah.
And, man, you can feel it here, right? The support's been unbelievable. And it's contagious, and I love it. And I really appreciate y'all. But it's something our players feel, and it makes them want to support others.
Yeah.
And that's what Texas A&M is. And if you don't want to be a part of that, we want you to be a part of it anyway, right?
Right. So that's even more of the vision that you have for this program. And, again, it's not something that's immediate, but it also allows your team to understand this is bigger than just them.
For sure. It's you can feel it at every event you go to, whether it's, I want our guys to go to Midnight Yell.
Yeah.
Because why do they want to go to Midnight Yell? When they look up there and they see that, they feel like, hey, this is bigger, way bigger than me. That's easy to feel here.
Yeah.
It really is. It's
Absolutely.
easier to feel here. And all your players, at some point in their career, they've been the best player on their team at some point. Mm-hmm. And now they got to come and play a different role, to have a successful team. That's why we've had success this year. People have had to take lesser roles to have a good team.
Yeah.
And it's been a work in progress. And, we had a time when we were in league play where every single one of our players was literally playing an A game. Like you had Ruben shooting at peak, Jakari playing at peak, Rashawn playing at peak, Rylan playing at peak. We had several of those games.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen all the time.
Right.
And when you do, you're probably going to win. But throughout the season, everyone will not play an A-plus game throughout the season. Right?
Yeah.
For our team, we're a little outsized. We're don't have the most NBA draft picks on our team. So, sometimes a C or B game's not going to cut it for us. We're another team, maybe a Florida on a night, they could play a C game and maybe get by another team every now and then. For us, it's going to take an A game versus the good teams. We play some real A games. That's why we're able to have as many quad 1A road wins on the road as anybody.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And we didn't play an A game last game, but we got some A games left. And when we play an A game, we've shown we can play without everybody in this league. If you can play with everybody in this league, there's no one you can't knock off if you do what you need to do to get to that NCAA tournament.
Absolutely. As again, see that A game returns on Wednesday, 6 o'clock, the Aggies and the Ole Miss Rebels from Reed Arena. Back to Rudy's, we will come. This is the Aggie Basketball Hour with Bucky McMillan. It's Aggie Basketball from Learfield. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance wants to give you a VIP Aggie basketball fan experience this year. Go to 12thman.com/maroon contest and register. One winner and a guest will receive game tickets, a Bucky McMillan autographed basketball, and will be recognized on the video board during the game. Register today at 12thman.com/maroon contest. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance is a proud partner of Texas A&M Athletics. We continue. Aggie Basketball Hour, Bucky McMillan. So we're going to have this segment. And then what I want you to do is I'm going to take the next segment so you can stay out and talk to people that you may not have had a chance to talk to, okay? We do it with Coach Elko. I don't have anything for the bridge. It's what we call it, but I've got what I'm coming up, Texas A&M Athletics this week. So don't rush back. You got a good first step with it, you know?
Fair enough.
I want to talk about some individual players. I know over in the course of this stretch we can forget about that. Zach Clements might be playing some of his best basketball.
He's playing great. He had some pop. You know, I thought him and Marcus had some pop to their legs, and Ali Diba did in the last game. And
I promise you, those are the three names that I have written down.
Yep.
I thought they were wonderful. Again, the versatility of Ali. Zach, inside, outside. His first 6 points, he was taking guys right to the hoop. They were paint points, and then he hit the three.
Well, listen, Zach so if you watch the game, we cut the game to 7.
Yeah.
Zach was playing great.
Mm-hmm.
He was in foul trouble. His 4th foul was not a good call.
Right.
You know, I mean, they'd acknowledge that. The 5th foul was a very incorrect call.
Correct.
If he gets pushed in the back and he runs into someone, they give him an end one. So my point is, I'm not complaining about it, even though it would have changed the dynamics of the game if we have the ball in that scenario down 7. But he fouls out in a situation where he didn't play hardly any minutes, and he still had that big of an impact. Just my point. He was dealing with foul trouble the whole game. And caught 2 really unlucky calls late where he couldn't close the game. I thought that impacted us on both sides of the ball. So he's playing really good. Ollie's playing good. You know, we got to get – our starters didn't play good last game.
Right.
We're not going to have success in a lot of games where, you know, Carr didn't play his best. Rashawn tell you he missed some shots he hadn't missed all year long.
Yeah.
Wasn't Ryland's best game, and Ruben didn't play – but the backups came in there, probably did what they needed to do to keep us around. That group came in there with a lot more energy than that first group did. And, you know, they battled, and it kept us around in the game.
I didn't realize that Bucky ball meant lobs to Marcus Hill. That was a great lob. That was a great read.
Yeah.
By the way, that was fun.
Yeah.
Isn't it something, though, that Saturday was the outlier, Bucky? For the most part, they have been so consistent, and they have been closer to the A game that we recognize it. Wow, that was so out of character because they've been so consistent this year.
Yep. You know, and there was a physical, a legit deal when I'm hearing that from Jakari and Rashawn that when they could not get going.
Yeah.
So I say everybody goes through it now. Is how do we get back to those guys playing fresh? That's not an excuse. For all I know, Vandy felt the same way. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But you know, as a coach, you got to figure out how we get back, and then you got to say, all right, we got to trust our depth a little bit more. Mm-hmm. Even if the guys got to play shorter minutes, that's what we got to do. But look, if you're going to win on the road at Vanderbilt, which was a top 10 team at one point this season, or you're going to win the road like we did at Auburn or even Alabama, and Alabama played good enough to win on the road. They just haven't played really good too.
Right.
You're going to win at Texas. Like, these are all games where you have to play an A game. Mm-hmm. Like, that's how this league is. If you're going to go to Arkansas and win, is maybe playing better than everybody.
Yeah.
You're going to have to play an A game. So if you don't do that, you're probably not going to be successful. You're not going to be successful. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
So, you know, not surprising if you don't play an A game, you're not going to come out on top. But I just want to see us get back fresh because I know that we played really good offensively versus Missouri. Couldn't stop them defensively in a lot of ways. Their size was what overwhelmed us at times. I want to get back to where we play a good game, both sides of the ball.
Right.
And that's what we're looking to do on Wednesday.
Take the time, meet everybody. I'll talk to you in about 7 minutes or so.
Fair enough.
Okay, you got it. He's Bucky McMillan. This is the Aggie Basketball Hour. Bucky McMillan from Rudy's. We'll give you the Texas A&M athletic lineup for the week when we return. This is Aggie Basketball from Learfield. Thanks to the generosity of 12th Man Foundation donors, Aggie student-athletes have the resources to succeed at Texas A&M and beyond. Start your tradition of support today at 12thmanfoundation.com. Announced today that we switched to baseball. The SEC Player of the Week, the Aggies, Caden Sorrell, 9 for 15. 3 of those 9 hits were homers. He drove in 10. Slugging percentage of 1,200. His teammate, Wesley Jordan, had a shot at it, too. He went 7 for 9 this weekend in the sweep of Tennessee Tech with a couple of homers and 4 driven in. Baseball takes on A&M Corpus Christi tomorrow, 6 o'clock at Olsen Field at Bluebell Park. They will welcome Penn this weekend. Here's what's going on. It will be the final round for women's golf in the Moon Golf Invitational. That is in Melbourne, Florida. And right now, after 2 rounds, the Aggies lead by 3 strokes ahead of Auburn. And Vanessa Borovilos leads by 3 strokes as well. She has shot 6 under through 2 rounds. She shot a 4 under 68 today. If A&M holds on and wins tomorrow, it will be their 5th championship of the season, which will tie a program record that they set in 22-23. Also tomorrow, day 2 of the SEC championships in swimming and diving. And as we mentioned, the 24 A&M baseball team. Number 24, they come in ranked this week. A&M Corpus Christi tomorrow at 6. Wednesday, basketball, men taking on Ole Miss. That's at 6, day 3 of swimming and diving. On Thursday, softball will be in California. They will start the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. 2:30, they'll take on number 14 Oregon. That will be number 8 Texas A&M and number 14 Oregon at 2:30 on Thursday. Women's basketball will be in Knoxville, Tennessee, taking on the Lady Vols. That will be at 5:30. Friday, the 3-game series for baseball begins against Penn. 6 o'clock on Friday, 2 o'clock on Saturday, 1 o'clock on Sunday. Softball will stay in that Mary Nutter Classic, taking on UC San Diego. Saturday, men's tennis at home in the Mitchell Tennis Center at 11 o'clock. They host Ole Miss. Softball will play number 8 Nebraska as well as Loyola Marymount. Swimming and diving in day 6. And men's basketball will be in Norman to take on Oklahoma. And on Sunday, the number 5 ranked women's tennis team hosts number 10 Texas. That will be at high noon at the Mitchell Tennis Center. Softball will take on number 17 UCLA. And women's basketball hosts Arkansas at Reed Arena. That is at 2 o'clock, and that is Senior Day. We'll come back. We'll have more of the Aggie Basketball Hour with Bucky McMillan when we return to Rudy's. This is Aggie Basketball from Learfield. Help Texas A&M become the national leader in this new era of college athletics by supporting Aggie NIL. Aggie NIL is the new comprehensive program that will maximize and facilitate third-party NIL opportunities for Aggie student-athletes. And whether you're a small business owner, an avid supporter, or a current NIL contributor, there's a role for every member of the 12th Man. Visit 12thman.com/Aggie NIL and make a difference today. It's the Aggie Basketball Hour. It is with Bucky McMillan. We're at Rudy's, 504 Harvey Road here in College Station. This is our final. We've ripped through 12 of these this season. This is the final one.
Well, listen, there have been people that have been here every single time.
Every single time.
I love it.
Yeah, I do too.
And I've loved getting to see y'all. Y'all been with us. My mom's not here because I told them, I said, my mom says she's only with me win or tie, not win or lose. But these people here have been with us, win, lose, or tie.
That's exactly right. Before I turn the attention to the teams this week, not specifically, give us an idea of the off season, because this is our last show, and I know that's still down the line. The calendar changes, or there's some things that have changed for college basketball. Is the transfer portal now more set in a certain number of days?
Well, you'll see that. I haven't thought about it. I think the April 1st, it'll really just get it'll be full-fledged going, and you're going to know where your team, who's staying on your team, what you want to build around, and you'll have a massive head start from, even though whenever the day it opens. There's still communications with agents and who's going where and who's going in the portal, so you got an idea of who's going to be out there. Yeah. And you got to be ahead of it. Obviously, last year we didn't have an option to. Yeah. But you got to be ahead of it and knowing what your needs are. Right. And then really hone in on who do you want. and getting them on campus. When we get them on campus, we have great success because they really – I think everyone who came on campus last year committed.
Yeah.
So, when that time comes, man, we'll be working 24/7 to get the right ones.
You've talked time and again about this team being special because of the vision. Your teams in the future, guys are going to have – they take the experience of playing under you and this style. They get to be leaders and help others. But now this vision becomes something that other players who want to play here can see and want to be a part of, correct? I think that's exciting, Bucky.
Yeah, well, SEC is where you want to play.
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone says. SEC for all sports is where it is. So you got a chance to go to the SEC. You got a chance to go to a place that is just where if you have a brother, sister, son, daughter, where you want want them to be. It's just a great place to be. It's a place that values academics with great people, wins in every sport, can compete at the top of the league, has won this league before, Yeah. And I'd like to think that we play a style of basketball that can help them prepare if they want to be a pro.
Yeah.
They're going to be playing in a style where they're not going to be playing in the 60s, hopefully up in the 90s.
Yeah.
And we should be able to recruit to that pretty well. And we should be able to, when they see that, to know, hey, that's a good fit for me, and we'll know, obviously, what's a good fit for us. We had to take some players this past year that we didn't know if they were a great fit or not in terms of how they played. We had to just take what was available, and we were lucky that most of them were.
Yeah.
Right? It'll be interesting now that we're not going to be dealing with zero returners. We're going to have returners here, so there'll be a little bit of our culture already in place.
It's also going to be important for you to know who will not be back, right? Whether it's through graduation, you know what, I'm going to go to the pro. Those decisions are just as important in putting together the next roster, is it not?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you got to figure that out pretty quickly. Do have a good bit of seniors on this team.
Yeah.
But then we also got some guys that you mentioned some of these guys that have been playing well that will be able to come back.
Right.
And, we got an opportunity, seeing how it all shakes, to bring Zach back, Ruben back, McKenzie back.
Yeah.
I mean, those are three guys that started games for us this year. It's no coincidence. I think we were the lowest team in all of Power 5 basketball, I believe, in terms of returning players.
Right.
And I think Arkansas was the highest in the SEC. Yeah. And usually that correlates right to success. We defied all odds. We have defied all odds based on those statistics being able to compete in this league. Usually that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Now we want to have, great people, but a little bit of continuity to add to it.
Sure.
That way we can come out the gates rolling. I don't want to go to play Oklahoma State next year and find ourselves down by 20 at halftime because we don't know each other's names yet.
Right.
So,
Yeah, great point. How is Matt coming? Everything progressing well?
He's doing well, doing everything he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
He won't be back to the summer, but he'll have the full time to get healthy, and it shouldn't affect him. I hate this for our fans. When Mac came back, I hate everybody didn't get to see the way Mac was playing this summer. Yeah. I mean, there was a reason why he was considered could potentially be a first rounder.
Correct.
He came back and played literally the thing, you didn't know it, refractured very early when he came back, didn't even know it. But, worker, and I hate we didn't get to see, the Aggies didn't get to see him play because he's a really good player.
Yeah. And you talk about some of those games where he could be in a two-possession game. He's one of those difference makers, right? He tips it in your favor.
Well, he's on offense, and then obviously he's 6'9", or 6, whatever he is. So 6'8". So it changes a lot.
Right.
I was Kyle Keller, our assistant. Y'all know Kyle. Y'all can tell we're not the biggest team, and when we're putting our players together, we're taking what's out there, and I love him to death. Jakari comes on his visit, he's in, and you go down the line with the next guy and Josh Holloway, and then you got, here we go, next guy, and they're all small.
Yeah.
And then McKenzie comes on his visit, and Kyle Keller looks at me and goes, "No, Bucky, that's what they're supposed to look like."
He's
understood.
Right. Absolutely right. It's also very important for you that he remain around the team, right? Because there's so much he can offer as well to this team, can he not?
Yeah, he's had a great vibe and positive energy to him based on the circumstance. Everybody wants to be out there. But, Mac's a winner.
Yeah.
He works really hard, never complains. Even when he came back, he didn't even know he was playing on a foot that was still fractured. he was just very disappointed, thought he wasn't playing up to his potential and was letting the group down. I mean, the man's out there playing on a broken foot.
Yeah.
Given all he's got, he was a step slow. I'd probably be a step slow too with a broken foot. Yeah. So
the immediate bad news is you don't have him. The good news is you get to build around him. Right?
This is true.
That's a key part that some teams in the SEC won't have a piece like that next year. Advantage Texas A&M, correct?
Yeah. Well, like I said, you got opportunities to bring back some guys who played great minutes for us. And for us, whether starting or not starting, I don't put a lot of emphasis on starting, as you can tell, because we're subbing a lot. But, like, one thing I can say with every program that I've coached, when I was in high school, our first year was the only year we didn't win 20 games. After that, we were 25-plus every single year and really good. My first year at Samford, we won 6 games in the middle of COVID, right? We were 6-13. Then after that, we never won less than 20-plus games. We won 3 championships over the next 4 years. It's always the first year is a challenge. We are ahead of the expectations that I had for putting a bunch of guys together in our first year. Mm-hmm. The reason why that usually happens is because now, instead of starting here and building here, you're not starting where you end the season, but you're starting here. And the players know what the coaches value and what it's about. And that way, they're able to, behind the scenes, help the other players, and then you're off and running. Yeah. So, I mentioned getting old, getting deep, having continuity, it matters. We got a deep team. We do have an older team. We had no continuity. Mm-hmm. Next year, as we recruit, we're going to still be old and deep, but we want players that have been in it before. It's different when, you have a bunch of players that have been in it before, not just for your group in terms of impacting each other, but you can talk about all you want what it's like to go play at Auburn. Or what it's like to go play Texas at Texas or Vanderbilt on that weird court they have.
Right.
But the second time you go, it's always easier. Mm-hmm. And my best teams at Samford were when we brought back returners because they knew the drill. And they've seen it. They've been to the show. They've seen it.
Easier for them to talk with one another. When everybody's learning it at once, it's hard to have that player-led type part. That now in the future, there is that. And it's not all top-down, so to speak.
Yeah, continuity. And you got an idea of who can be leaders ahead of time because it's usually going to be your returners. Yeah. So, we're fortunate that we had Rashawn, who was just a natural leader in and of himself, that he has that ability. And that was fortunate to glue the team together. This is what I really like about this team. I call our players day after losses a lot of times to just get their vibe, their pulse, how you doing, all this. And, our team last night, I called them and said, what y'all got going on today? We got a team meeting at 6. They call a team meeting.
Yeah.
They know, hey, man, we got to get right here. And not by the coaches. We don't have to do that. Right. So that's what you want. You want people that have ownership that are all pulling in the same direction.
Final segment of the Aggie Basketball Hour with Bucky McMillan. When we return, this is Aggie Basketball from Learfield. When you need a new roof or just have a pesky leak, you want to call on the winning team at Schulte Roofing, home of the Bulletproof Roof Guarantee. Get the best. Visit SchulteRoofing.com. Throughout our entire season of this show, Kevin Menchow has been our engineer. There's a reason why he hides behind there. He doesn't want to be seen. But there's a reason why this show is seamless, because of Kevin. Michael Garcia hides even more. He's over there. Yeah. Lacey Williams produces Aggie Basketball. She's in Jefferson City in our Learfield studios. Lacey, thank you for doing this all season long. As we come to a close, Ole Miss on Wednesday. Oklahoma, here we go. Now we get to the time of the year we play someone else again, and I wish Oklahoma were struggling a little bit more. They're starting to figure it out. That's a scary team. Yeah,
playing really well.
Just scary. And Ole Miss looks to snap a skid as well. And they're coming off a rivalry loss to Mississippi State. So what do you want to see on Wednesday from Texas A&M against Ole Miss?
First thing I want to see, I hope we're fresh and have our energy that we got to have, right? We've done everything we can. I've told you we've gone one way with it. If this doesn't work, we're going to go the other way with it. Yeah. So we should be fresh. There's no reason. If we're not moving like we should, it means that we're weak. We got to go back to the weight room and start lifting a lot harder than we are.
Yeah.
So hopefully this works itself out. And then we obviously play Oklahoma's playing them great. They won at Vanderbilt, which is a great win.
Yep.
They got Georgia, right?
Yeah.
At last.
Yeah.
They played Arkansas really well at home.
Well.
I mean, they're playing really good. And they were in every game. They could easily be in our position.
Yes. Yep.
So that's the thing. Sometimes we feel bad when you go through a gauntlet and we lost. The only game that we were on paper, hey, you're supposed to win this one right here, we lost to Missouri.
Right.
But we also stole 3 on the road that we weren't, you know. So my point being, a lot of teams in the SEC race would trade places with us in a heartbeat. I would say most of the teams would, to be in our position.
Agreed.
Oklahoma is one of those teams because they've been playing good basketball, but they've lost a lot of games by 2, 1, 3, 4, you know. And I don't know if y'all saw the Missouri game they lost. That was crazy. I mean, it was unbelievable. They're winning in regulation by 3. Missouri goes down there with like 2 seconds, throws it back with 1 second. They make a 3 to send it overtime. Then in overtime, they're beating Missouri by 2. Yeah. And they go down there, they throw it back to the guy, and he makes a shot at 3 at the buzzer, and they lose by 1.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was 1 or 2.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean.
But it was like the story of their season was at the tail end of all those games.
They've been right there.
Yeah. They really have.
Always capable. I mean, you know, when we were coming into league play, they're projected as a tournament team right there. Yeah. And so we'll have to play well in all these, and we know on the road. I mean, we know what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. You always say share the sugar. I love good to great to greater to greatest. Yep. it doesn't just stop. And then you love to set that defense when ball goes through the hoop.
Yeah, when ball goes through the net, it's a good thing. We got to get the game up and down in general a little bit more so our shooters can get loose. I mean, that's one thing we got to do. That helps when you can get stops, but we got to dictate more of the tempo and on both sides of the ball, defense and offense. And me and my guy Skip back there, we were rewatching the game for about the 15th time at 2 a.m. last night, looking at this. And the team went down there and they ended up making a quick layup, and they were like, Skip was like, good, let's get the game going, you know. We got to get the game back going a little bit more than we have. And you got to be fresh to do that. Yeah. And but we got to get it going on both sides of the ball to get the tempo up so we can use our depth.
Absolutely enjoyed all these shows. We will see you on Wednesday, and I can't thank you all enough. Brandon's not here because he's at church. That's a good excuse for him, but I know you appreciate everybody here.
No, I wanted to thank everybody one more time, man. It is men and women. It's meant a whole lot, and I just had a ball being here this past, it's gone quick, 10 months. I've had a ball, and it's been because of the people have been just unbelievable. And I thank y'all for sticking with us, and we got a lot to look forward to in the coming years, and got a lot to look forward to this season as well. So thank y'all very much, and gig 'em.
Absolutely. It's the Aggie Basketball Hour with Bucky McMillan. We thank you so much for joining us.